Greetings, booktubers. Welcome back to Grammaticus Books. Welcome to a mini mail haul edition of Grammaticus Books and a quick channel update. It's been a while since I've given a channel update. I try, as a general rule, not to do a bunch of channel updates, but I think enough has happened for this summer. This summer has had some serious monkey wrenches thrown into it, and enough has happened in the past and with what I've got coming forward in terms of plans for videos that a channel update is warranted. But before we get into that, I want to do the mini mail haul. Just a couple of days ago, Liminal Spaces over on his great booktube channel sent me something in the mail. He sent me a piece of classic vintage science fiction literature that is just really cool that I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm going to link his great channel down in the description below. I highly encourage you to go over and check it out. And what he sent me was, he sent me a 10-cent Dell edition here of Universe by Robert A. Heinlein, published in 1951. And just thank you to Liminal Spaces for sending me this. This is just fantastic stuff. I love it to death. In fact, I love this so much, it's not going up here. This is going to go down in the big bookshelf where my more prominent stuff goes. I like this so much. This is the Universe by Robert A. Heinlein, which is actually the first part to his novella, which is Orphans of the Sky. And Orphans of the Sky was first published together with all of its different pieces put together and combined into a novella form in 1963. Great story. It's a story about a generational starship called the Vanguard, and it is one of, if not the very first story about a generational starship. And then 1951, you have it published here in Dell in this 10-cent series. This is number 36 in the Dell 10 cents. It was originally published, the very first publication was in 1941 in Astounding Science Fiction. And I have some of those old Astounding Science Fictions. This one's from 1947. Unfortunately, I don't have the one with this publication with Robert A. Heinlein with Universe, the first half of Orphans of the Sky. But what a great science fiction vintage cover you got there. I'm sure that's the cover that was off of Astounding. That's by Robert Stanley. It just screams 1940s. You've got Hugh, the main character there, looking a little older than he's described in the story in the book. And then you've got Joe Jim, the two-headed mutant, back there as they're at the helm of the controls of the Vanguard. Great story. I did a full review on Orphans of the Sky. I'll link that down in the description as well. But again, thank you. Can't thank you enough to Liminal for sending this over. Really fantastic. I really love that a lot. And thank you again. So that's my mini mail haul. Now for the channel update. I had a work skeleton kick its way out of its 3-year-old closet and come out with a meat cleaver in each hand and just start hacking up my summer, all summer this summer. I retired from my old position 2 years ago. This is a matter from 3 years ago. It smashed its way out and I got drafted back into it. And that's not too far off from an accurate description of getting drafted to come back and deal with this matter. And it has really thrown a monkey wrench into my summer. And in particular, in the last couple of weeks, it came to a head last week, and it will be finished this coming Tuesday, by the end of the workday Tuesday, for better or worse, one way or the other. It's going pretty well at present. I expect it to have a good resolution for us, but it'll be done Tuesday, knock on wood. And then I can put it in the rearview mirror. I can go back to being semi-retired and back to the things that are actually important, which is making booktube videos and reading vintage science fiction and fantasy without this work skeleton in my rearview mirror, or in my front view mirror, my front windshield, just making a mockery and chopping up my schedule and my summer here. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. But it has thrown a monkey wrench into the channel. It's put me way behind, and I wanted to just let you guys know about what I've got coming up with videos. And the next one I'm going to do is going to be The Warrior's Apprentice, which is book 2 in the Vorkosigan saga. This is the book that introduces Miles Vorkosigan, who then becomes the main protagonist going forward. I'm trying to finish the entire Miles series of books here before the end of the year, and I'm making progress on that, and this will be a good review. I'm going to get that up probably for tomorrow morning. After that, it is Sumerian September. Sumerian September is an event created by Michael K. Vaughan over on his just wonderful booktube channel. I love his booktube channel to death. It's one of my favorite booktube channels out there. And this Sumerian September reading event has just been a smashing success. There's been video after video by booktubers. You should go check them out. But I'm going to do a Sumerian September video on Conan and the pastiche stories. I've been reading all of the Conan pastiche from the Lancer Ace series of paperbacks up here by L. Sprague de Camp, that was edited and put together by L. Sprague de Camp and Lynn Carter. I'm on book number 11, and I've actually finished book 12. And then once I'm done with this book here, I'm going to rank every single pastiche story in those Lancer Ace paperbacks. And then I'm going to put them into a spreadsheet. I already have them in a spreadsheet, as a matter of fact. And then we're going to sort the spreadsheet from top to bottom, and we're going to go through all of the Camp and Carter pastiche and rank them and give them a little critical review. And then I'm going to give what I think is going to be a rather controversial view on how these pastiche stories stack up to the canon of Conan the Barbarian. So tune in for that one. The other thing I'm going to do is I've got to catch up on Sunday Comics because of that skeleton that burst its way out of its closet. I missed Sunday Comics last week, and I need to finish up the Warriors of the Shadow Realm with Warriors of the Shadow Realm Part 3 here in Marvel Super Special number 13 from 1978. I think it's 78. It's either 78 or 79, where they do a Weird World story written by Doug Mensch, the creator of Weird World, pencils by John Buscema, and colors by Peter Ledger, where Peter Ledger comes in for the very first time ever, does airbrushing for Marvel Comics. The art in here has been just spectacular. The story, not so much, so we'll see if Doug Mensch can pull it out here, his story in the conclusion of Warriors of the Shadow Realm, and that'll be out Sunday. For Sumerian September edition, what I'm also going to do at the end of Sumerian September, I'm going to drag out everything I own that's Conan related. My entire Conan collection is going to come out, and I'm going to go through it one piece at a time, but I'm going to try to, I'm not just going to go out and just show you everything that I have. I'm going to try to bring in some interesting stories and little vignettes behind the materials that I have. And there are some really interesting backstories to those materials. So I'll try to make that as interesting as possible. But we're going to go through my Conan collection here to finish out Sumerian September. And another Sumerian September video that I want to put together and get out that I think is going to be very interesting. It's going to create a lot of comments down in the comments section. And that is the use of race by Robert E. Howard in the Hyborian Age and the Hyborian World, where he goes in and he has all of his races, all of his tribalism that he puts into his stories that adds just this extra dimension to it, but in a good way, in my opinion. And I'm going to bring out how he makes use of race in his stories and how I think that extra diversity in it actually adds flavor and spice and brings his world into a more sharper focus that makes it more entertaining to read, rather than making it just a giant melting pot and polyglot, which would be kind of boring. So we're going to do a video on race in the Hyborian Age, and that'll come out here for Sumerian September as well. So that's my plan, trying to recover. Oh, one other thing, I need to catch up on Conan Titan Comics. They are currently doing their Frost Giant's Daughter story arc, and the end of that story arc will be coming out here at the end of the month. It's been very interesting so far. I have not been keeping up with videos. I've been getting all the Conan Titan comics and reading them, but I haven't been able to get out videos on them. And I need to catch up on Titan Comics and how they're doing with Conan the Barbarian. But that is it. I'm going to wrap this one up so I can get to the next one because I'm way behind. Again, because of this work skeleton that just has been making a mockery of my whole summer. And I'll get caught up here. I'm going to be putting out videos fairly frequently here in the next couple of days. Maybe a little too frequently from a channel perspective. It's never good to be putting out videos real close to each other. From a channel perspective, what winds up happening is your videos wind up cannibalizing each other, and you don't get as good a footprint or bang for your buck or for your effort that you put into them. But I need to catch up, so they're coming out for better or worse. And hopefully by this Tuesday, I will have this matter wrapped up, and I can focus in on what's important, making videos for BookTube and reading vintage science fiction and fantasy. And with that, I'm going to wrap this one up and say take care, be safe, and I will catch you guys next time, which will be very soon. And I'll catch you guys later.